Rin Tin Tin because I'm twice as nice. Welcome to the Republic of Hip Hop because this is the Drop Hip Hop and Sense where I bring you all the stars and rising stars of the hip hop game in South Africa. Today I have with me video vixens, rappers, songwriters, models, all round bads in the building. Moneybadoo and Sauwcy. Hello.
What's happening?
How you guys doing?
We good.
Yeah, we good.
Like, you know, it was
Pushing through.
Rin 10 was
Listen, thank you so much for pulling through. Now, I want to get straight into it, right? Who is Sauwcy and who is Moneybadoo?
the baddest bitches in the game.
Period.
If I do say so myself.
That's on period. That's on everything.
That's that on that.
That's down there.
Okay.
But like
yeah.
apart from that, you know, we actually really come from humble beginnings. We know when it's time for the humility to kick in because we work really hard and we work really, really hard to get to where we're at right now. I mean, from, you know, video vixens to working in the club to doing everything in the entertainment industry before actually, you know, grooming ourselves into actual artists.
Yeah. I think Sauwcy and Moneybadoo is the epitome of what the next chapter of music is about to be, and the female side of the game. I hate saying female because it's always like nobody says male.
Nobody says
Exactly. So I don't like saying that, but just so that the ladies know, like that's what it is. And I think that not just the epitome of just music, but the epitome of females that love each other, that love ourselves, that push things beyond, that don't give a F about what anybody says.
You can swear.
Oh, thank God. I don't give a fuck what anybody says, but also we're like, it's not just a plaything for us, you know what I'm saying?
It's
We've
real.
do or died. We've given every single part of ourselves, and so yeah, we're just real ass South African, you know,
Females.
woman.
pushing
Yeah.
I love
Pushing the
that
boundaries.
because now it brings me. You guys have done like from video vixens to working in the club to promoters to models. You know what I mean? To even you being an English tutor before doing the music. You know what I'm saying? So what I want to know is when did hip hop choose you? Because I feel like to be this brave and bold to get in the hip hop industry, it has to choose you. So when were y'all chosen?
We love telling the story actually.
So crazy.
So, Money and I, we met each other in the 2015. In the 2015.
Yeah.
She took a picture in the lift in the
The
apartment
apartment
that
we
we
were
were staying in. And I used to follow her and I was like, this girl is in my lift.
She's like, go, where you staying?
Yeah.
I said, girl, I stay here. She was like, oh, me too. We were like,
Oh.
we're gonna meet on the second floor. Let's sit. And we've never ever stopped speaking. We've never ever stopped being
Since
friends
that day.
from that moment.
Y'all
And
spoke.
then okay, fine, friendship, you know, all of that. And then the next year, 2016, we were going out the whole year, every weekend, without fail.
Woo.
We don't know how we got there, how we had a lit night, but we did it regardless.
20, you know what I'm saying? You're 20 years old. I was pushing my brand, a newly brand, and so we were like making
Fashion.
sure, pushing fashion completely. That was my first dream, and so we were pushing it alongside with my other friends, and our goal was to like make sure everybody sees us in every single outfit. So we weren't just pitching up to parties, we were pitching up to parties in runway shit, you know what I'm saying? In plastic, in elastics,
bodysuits.
like you ain't never seen that stuff. You ain't even seen that shit on the internet. That's what we were pitching up in.
And
To parties where people were like, you know, in jeans and on top. Like,
I love that you mentioned that because your guys' visuals and your guys' brands are so unorthodox, but at the same time they're so raw and unapologetic. Because the first time I saw Sauwcy, she was wearing like this, like pasties. She had pasties. That's why I look like a bad now. Because this is how they look on a daily. Now they're just for interviews. They don't look like this on a daily.
If it
First time I saw you.
wasn't for that weed,
it wasn't for the cold.
trust and believe.
Because I was like,
Corona.
this girl in the streets with pasties? Girl, sign me up.
And that's
You know, I was like, sign me the fuck up.
The exact reaction we want. You know, we want our fellow ladies to be able to do it because you
Be
know we know we're
confident,
thinking
yeah.
about it. So
I'm not
Do it
doing it for a
already.
man.
Do
I'm
it.
not doing for like, oh, men are looking at me like, they gonna look regardless. Like if that's the kind of mentality that is around you, and that's the people that think that way, it's actually they supporting a culture that we don't support. And we're like, the fact that I'm okay in my body and I'm comfortable, it means I don't conform to your standards.
amen.
Now I wanna bring into this question. Have you guys ever been in spaces, because you guys are now in the hip hop game, in spaces where niggas will try something or like sexualize you because of how your Instagram feed looks,
Yep.
and how you shake your ass and like, I'm a habit. Like, have you
Yeah.
ever had those experiences?
Oh, of course, especially within the hip hop community. Like we've had so many experiences where niggas would come up to us and say, you know what? Let's do a studio session. You know, let's get into studio. But when we get into studio, there's niggas
Ain't no
doing their thing.
session.
It's not a
Like
session.
the guys
we're
in
just sitting
sessioning.
and waiting.
Or just not taking you serious enough, or
Yeah.
not like giving you the same respect that they give another guy. And I think that for me, it showed us a lot. But also I think that in every single way, I don't even just think it's the hip hop community. I think it's in a lot of spectrums that
In
we go.
society
And in
as a whole.
society, like, you know, in the clubs, if you even freaking go into the shops and you're standing in line alone as a lady going to the mall on your own and stuff like it, you consider those things. You consider, why is this guy looking at me longer than he should? Why is he you consider so many aspects. But just to get back to the question that you asked before this, hip hop chose us in 2016, the end of 2016, right?
Yeah.
I decided that I'm gonna tell my friend, like, because we were almost a year into, not even a full year, but we were super close at this time, and I was like, you know what? I do music on the side, and I don't want to tell anybody about it because
But I'll
I'm so
tell you.
nervous. And I was just like, you know, girl,
I'ma tell my bitch.
I'm gonna tell her. So I was like, you know, I just want to tell you something. Like, it's just a joke, and I was like playing it off because I didn't know. I was like, if I'm whack, I don't know. And I sang my whole life in church and stuff like that. So I don't really care about that. But I started rapping, like literally writing raps and stuff like that. And I told her, and I was like, you know, I wrote this freestyle, and it's such a joke. And she's like, you know, me too. I used to write in school. Me too.
She had that whole thing where she was like, oh, I don't know how do I tell people, like, but I'm gonna tell my best friend, and I was having the same like conversation,
Anxiety
like,
in your
for
head
myself,
that you don't want
and
to
I
tell
was
anybody.
Yeah, and then when
Okay.
she said, "Listen, girl," I was like,
Same, sis.
And it just like
And
exploded.
ever since then, like we lived across a lake. So one day we just went after we had that conversation. We went across to the lake. We sat on like the pier, and we were like, okay.
Smoked up and
Smoked
just
up
said and
bland,
just
and we had the-
manifested and
yeah,
like
the
spoke about what we
conversation,
want.
We were like, you know what? This is something we actually want to do. We come from, you know, communities where being in the entertainment industry and music and hip hop, rap specifically, is not really something that you'd expect.
Well, it's sort of a taboo.
It's
Yeah,
very taboo.
exactly.
It's
So for
extremely
us to
taboo.
actually make that decision and stick by it since that day, it's a blessing.
That's how we got
Yeah,
here.
that's how we got
And
here.
you know the crazy thing is that we started out as a girl group,
Yeah, I love us.
and we were called Two's Party. Cause you know
Two's
what I'm
Party.
saying? Two's a Party.
Oh.
Like, all you need we a party. Like, we don't need like Two's a Party.
We were literally pulling up to house parties and rapping.
Getting
No
up on
beat,
people's
no
tables,
nothing.
people's mothers' tables.
I can see you guys do that. I can literally see you guys do that. Now, you guys are working on an album, ne?
a tape.
A tape
Yeah.
together,
Yeah.
right? And it's called MK Ultra,
Yes.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
So tell me about that. What's the idea? What's the feel? What are we looking at when we're thinking MK Ultra?
Ooh.
You're thinking that we are literally, life is changing.
Yeah.
Not just because of coronavirus and everything, but life is changing in the way we see ourselves, the way we see each other, the way we see so many things that we thought was okay because, I mean, our parents thought that way and their parents thought that way, and so it is only the norm, and it's only, you know, and now we're starting to break through that and saying that
And be yourself.
actually this is not,
Yeah.
it's not the norm and it's not okay. And even though you guys believe that, then we see different things. You guys, they didn't even have Instagram and stuff like that. That's made up part of our world right now, you know, part of who we are,
It's
things like
brought us
that.
closer to so many different opportunities and so
Exactly.
many different things. So like the tape, like when you hear it sonically, I think you would only expect that from, I'm gonna say, you only expect shit like that from niggas. So when you hear it,
You guys are
it's
very
like-
bold, basically, in the.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
no,
we're
no
coming
matter-
in, you know, we're
yeah.
changing trap, like just we're changing like the vision of trap when you think about trap, just because you think about like trap for females, and you only think about US or like, you know, outside of SA.
You're creating your
We've
own.
created a sound.
That's dope.
A trap
That's
sound of
that's
females,
dope.
you know, that can sing, that's writing our own stuff, that's and
Yep.
you know,
That's
and it's
actually
just
so
about
dope.
and MK Ultra means like mind control, you know, back in
Oh.
back I
Yeah,
don't know, it's a
that's a-
story.
yeah.
And like, you know, back in it's like in the US it was a definitely crazy thing, and they used to like use drugs and stuff like that to mind control and like hypnotize people, and like, you know what I'm saying, it was really bad, and like it wasn't something that wasn't okay for them to do, you know what I'm saying, it was
Yeah.
an experiment using humans as like freaking lab rats.
Yeah.
And so we took that. Eventually, when we just started making music actually for the tape, it wasn't just, oh, we're gonna sit and make a tape. We just made a song. I came to her at the studio, and she was like, oh, I have this hook. She was like, "Dion, I need you to jump on. This is only me and you. I have this hook." I heard it, and I was like, oh, this is definitely. I wrote the verse in like 2.5 seconds. I
Yeah,
jumped on.
literally.
We had a song. We're like,
And that weekend, I think we finished like 3 songs.
oh yes. So I stayed by
For
the weekend.
whoa.
But then we just started making music, like, we just
Yeah.
organically, it wasn't even for a tape, we just were like, it was the first time we were in a studio, just me and her, with no outside voices. We in a
It's
like,
just you.
it's just us in such an, it was such
The
a
way we
good
started.
environment. It was the way we started, you know, not too many voices, not in a studio where you like competing, because that's where we come from. We come from like
Yep.
being in a studio with like
Gang
you
niggas.
went,
And then you have to
champagne
prove yourself.
16. It's
You have
everybody.
to- you have to
Everybody in the
prove
industry
yourself.
that's popping right now. We in studios, like we're the only girls in studios,
Literally.
also pushing through the like. and
Shout
you
out to
kinda-
y'all, actually.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Shout out.
And it's anxiety. Like I learned, like that's not the environment I
You wanna be
strive in.
because like you have to constantly battle to show yourself, and you have to
Correct.
fight to show yourself.
Or just like if this is my legacy and I'm making a song, because that's what I think, and I think every artist feels that way. You're making a song, as much as you're spending an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours making a song, that song is gonna be that way for life.
That's
Yeah.
like your blueprint or like a fingerprint that you
Yeah.
were there
Our
for
mark.
life.
Stamp.
Speaking of life and stamps, what legacy would you guys like to leave in the hip hop industry?
That is- I really hate saying like it for females, but
Don't say for
unfortunately-
females.
Unfortunately,
Artists.
you know, it is that way. But specifically for females, we just want to show you that it is fucking possible. And specifically in our South African industry, there's so many boundaries. Like even when it comes to rap and hip hop, there's so many boundaries that we are broken and we are breaking, and that we've definitely broken. You know, from previous the way we started even. So we just want to show you that shit is possible for brown skin girls. You know, for all of us.
Yeah,
women
females of color, like we literally come from like, you know, I'm from the deep south, you know what I'm saying? I'm from like a deep south color community, and so is Sauwcy. Sauwcy is from, you know, also deep
Yeah,
south.
deep south.
deep,
And
deep
like
in
from
there.
a, like, from an
Staunch
Indian, more like a
Indian
staunch
community.
Indian community, and so like culturally, that's where we grew up. That's what we were exposed to, and in that, I feel like we grew up thinking that it's not possible
Yeah,
because
and
it's
it's not
so
okay.
far out, and it's not okay. Number one, and like you can fall into, and you know, like the industry, like how our parents thought about it, like you're gonna fall into drugs.
Yeah, drugs, alcohol, suicide. Yeah.
And nobody actually did music. Nobody like
Yeah.
actually went for music like in our family. So like us, like
Being
when
the
we-
first generations to
First
actually go
generation
in
of-
there
And
full
going
force.
like full force of
Guys, you guys are very bold. Damn, girls, damn. Now I can't wait to see you guys in the booth, right? And you're gonna be performing one of the songs from MK Ultra.
Yes.
Before I let you go, we play a short game. 2
Okay.
seconds each answer. If I ruled the world, I would.
I would make sure everything is equal and that there is so much more love.
If
yeah, definitely love, and I would obviously make females hierarchy.
hip hop is,
Life.
hip hop is.
Everything.
Sauwcy and Moneybadoo are.
That bitch.
Woo! Where can people book you and follow you? Damn, I am here for this content. This is what I signed up for. Energy. For now.
Period.
Big clit energy.
Period. The
Yes.
biggest.
Where can people book you and follow you?
Okay, so I know money's management.
Yeah, you can go to our Instagram pages.
Our social media pages, and then you can click the link.
At Sauwcy and at Moneybadoo World, and you'll find us there. Yeah, just go email, don't DM.
Yeah, email
go
us,
and
please.
email our management.
Yeah.
Don't be tacky. Do not DM. Skate feature. I will not reply because that's just unprofessional.
Yeah, and don't hit me with no budget.
Yo, please don't even hit the emails if you don't have a budget.
Thank you, ladies, for pulling through. Y'all need to come back. After you drop MK Ultra, I need y'all back.
Back.
Your favorite Black Barbie has reported for duty, and this is another episode of The Drop Hip Hop. And since don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell your people to tell their people. Follow on all social media platforms The Drop and Sense Instagram and Twitter. Black Barbie.